everybody. Welcome to a very special holiday edition of Klaus to the Heart. I am Jason Klaus. It's Thanksgiving week here. This Thursday, one of the big holidays that we all look forward to, most of us anyway. And I really wanted to take this week's episode and really shed some spotlight on Thanksgiving and what it means to me. Everybody interprets holidays in their own way, and we're coming in to the time of the year. Just a handful of weeks left in 2019. We really kind of start putting things in perspective, and we look forward to the pomp and the circumstance of the holidays. We get together with family and friends, and above everything else, it should be a time to really take a moment and really appreciate the good that is in your lives. Sometimes it can be overshadowed by an avalanche of bad that you may be enduring or have had to endure this past year in 2019. I know some very special people to me, some close friends, my family, have had a very challenging 2019, whether it be a loss of loved ones, changing of their employment status, or just health wise, just was not what we would call a banner year. And when we are met with things of that nature, and it seems like all the negative and all the bad and everything that is wrong is dictating the majority of your everyday thoughts. Sometimes you just got to take a step back, look at your life as a whole, and take a moment or two to focus on the good that is in your life, your loved ones, and your friends, your family, things that you may be involved in that bring you legitimate joy and happiness. I understand wholeheartedly the challenges that the holiday season bring. It's the opposite side of the coin, right? Because the holidays are supposed to be a happy time, a cheerful time, and when you are met with unforeseen circumstances such as the passing of a loved one. My wife, for example, within a matter of 5 or 6 weeks, lost her grandfather and then her father. And, that can be a lot to take at one time. One of the wrestlers with the Michigan Wrestling Organization, Rick Allen, he's known as Rick Cartier, just last week, lost his father. And I can totally understand and appreciate the challenges that they're going to be met with as we come into this holiday season. That first one without that significant loved one is always the hardest. This will be 2 years that since my mom passed away, and it still rattles me. And I remember vividly the feelings of almost dread and anxiety that went into that year's holiday season, that first one without my mom. And I remember making a conscious effort to, instead of mourning the fact that they're no longer there, or that she was no longer there, I I guess I flipped a switch in my brain that instead of mourning her not being there, I celebrated what she brought to our family and her traditions to the holidays, whether it be, a specific dish that she was known, for when she would make the holiday dinners and stuff of this like this. And I've tried to incorporate a lot of her traditions and things that she brought to the holidays. I try to pass that on now. Whether it be just with my wife and my kids, or if it's a bigger family gathering, just something that she brought to the proverbial table that really made the holidays stand out. So my suggestion, and I know it's difficult, man, I know it's difficult. And for those of you who are going through this type of situation this year, where this is the first holiday season without a significant loved one, my heart goes out to you. I totally understand it. But I would assume, and I would be willing to bet, that your loved ones who have passed this year would not want you or your family to be in a sad state during this time of year. They would want you to celebrate them and their legacy and what they meant to you personally, to your family, to your friends. And, take that time to incorporate them into the blessings in your life, because I'm sure more often than not, these people held very special places in your heart. And yes, it sucks that they're not physically here, but, not to get all, sappy and sentimental and things of this nature, but I firmly believe, I believe that they are still with us. They are in our hearts, they are in our minds, they are in our memories. And as long as you remember them fondly and with love and appreciation and everything that they brought to your life, they will truly live on forever. They live on in the stories that you pass on to your children. They live on in the traditions that they laid the groundwork for, that you are now taking over. They live in the ornaments that they may have personally made that you hang on your Christmas tree every year. They live on in even something as simple as the aroma of the dinner that you're about ready to have. And while they may not have had a hand in physically making it, they had a hand in what is being presented as part of a tradition that they may have laid the groundwork for. So you carry on those traditions to ensure that they live in your heart, in your minds, for the rest of your life, for the rest of your kids' lives, and so on and so forth. And I understand. I truly do. So for those of you who are dealing with something like this year, understand you are not alone. And there is a great deal of love and support from your other friends and family that is being bestowed upon you as you come into the holiday season. But, on the more positive side, you have an opportunity to give thanks to the blessings in your life, to the people in your life, to the ones that mean something to you. And just take that time to enjoy each other's company. And, and I understand that not every family is going to be like the Waltons. And I understand that, you know, there, for some people, there is a feeling of dread because you wind up having to spend time with members of the family that you may not get along with, that you may not agree with for whatever reason. A difference in opinions, a difference in philosophy, a difference in lifestyles. Put all that crap aside. You don't have to agree with what everybody else is saying, doing, how they're living their lives. You don't have to agree with it. It's not your life. But the fact of the matter is that they're part of your family, you know, and yeah, I mean, you may not spend a tremendous amount of time together during the course of the year. But in the time that you are together, you know, just take time to just appreciate each other for who and what you are. Um, you know, you don't, everybody is so concerned about instilling their views, their values, their opinions as fact, as, you know, as something that this is how you should live your life. And everybody has different goals, different paths, different way of doing things. And it may not be something that you agree with, and that's okay. Because everybody's different. Everybody has their own way of doing things. You know, put all that garbage aside. Put your judgments to the side. Put your ill feelings to the side, and just enjoy each other's company for who and what you are. Because I guarantee you, you know, that day will come when, you know, and as unfortunate as it is, something will come down the pike, and you will wind up regretting in some way, shape, or form how you may have treated somebody in your family or a friend just based solely because you didn't agree with how they did things or viewed things or how they even lived their lives. We need to be more supportive of each other. We need to be more accepting of one another. And for me, I look at the holidays as, you know, as we come into like this week, you know, we're coming into the start of the holiday season. You know, you just kind of look at the good and, you know, show appreciation in your own way. And as we move on to the end of the year, you start to look back on, you know, the previous 12 months and figure out what went right, what went wrong, and start laying the groundwork for how you're going to tackle the new year. And just kind of put things in perspective. In a lot of cases, the holidays are the perfect time to hit the reset button and kind of wind down from what may have been a less than stellar year in 2019, and you can focus on a more positive, a more productive, and a happier 2020 coming up. So take time to enjoy each other and appreciate each other. And if you have friends that you haven't talked to in quite some time, this is about the perfect time to reach out to them. You know, telephone, text message, messenger through Facebook, whatever the case may be. Just show them how much you appreciate them. You know, let them know that they mean something to you. And you would be surprised how that can brighten somebody's day, week, or even the holiday season. So with that being said, I would like to take this opportunity to let all of you guys know just how much I appreciate you. You know, this year I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone, especially with this whole endeavor thing here, with the show and, launching the YouTube channel. And, now we're, I don't know, making our plans to be at Fisher Hall in Frankenmuth on January the 5th for a live stage show. And if, this time last year, that was the furthest thing from my mind as far as anything that I would be preparing for. So, and none of this would have been possible, and it wouldn't have happened without your support. You watch the shows. I get the feedback from it, good or bad, and I've tried to incorporate, as many ideas and suggestions that I've had, thrown at me, since we launched the channel a few months ago. So I appreciate you. I appreciate all of my friends and my family. I love you all. And my wish for you is to have as happy of a holiday season as you possibly can. And with that being said, I appreciate you watching this week's episode, and enjoy the holidays.